Hey everyone, it's me, Karen Allen. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part five of 5, the destabilization of a dream. For those of you who have been journeying with me, thank you for joining me and welcome. I'm actually doing 2 recordings in one day, so part 4 and part 5. If you have not watched the first 4 parts, please stop this video, go back, watch it so that you get the full context of what I have been discussing in relation to the destabilization of a dream. In part 1, we dealt with the dream itself and the fact that you will experience, we dealt with just the destabilization, how it all came about, this journey that I've been on. Then in part 2, we dealt with death threats and the fact that every dream will be threatened in some way, some capacity. Then in part 3, we dealt with the dark place and how when you're pursuing your dream, you will go through some dark stages. It's just life, just how it is. Part 4, we looked at displacement and disillusionment. And today, part 5, we are going to look at decisions. The decisions that we will have to make whilst transitioning through the destabilization process. Using the story of Joseph in the Bible in the book of Genesis, I look at the cycle of a dream, how it starts at a dream and goes through disclosure, and then you experience a death threat, then you're thrown into a dark place, then you're displaced, and you experience disillusionment. Then you have to make decisions which will determine your deliverance. And that's what I'm talking about today. How decisions that you make in the process of destabilizations will determine your deliverance, which is your freedom, your accessing of that dream. Just because you've had a dream, just because you've started on the journey of pursuing your dream, is no guarantee that you will manifest that dream. You will have to make some serious decisions in the meantime, in the middle, that will determine whether or not you actually are delivered from the destabilization process and you get to that place where you are tangibly living your dream. And many people underestimate the power of making some decisions. And in my own journey, in my own story, any time that I have pressed to pursue a dream, there's been some kind of obstacle, some kind of setback, some kind of something that has tried to stop me from actually pursuing that. And I've had to make some decisions. And the decisions are always what it's like the part of the ship, the helm of the ship, that guides the direction that you will go into. So your decisions determine direction. Your decisions also determine deliverance. How you get through what you're going through will determine whether or not that dream will actually become a reality. And the thing is, that's whatever your dream is. Whether it's a dream of a healthy relationship, starting a new business, raising healthy kids, traveling the world, writing a book, whatever the dream is, there's going to come moments in your journey where everything is destabilized and you have to decide. All right, that's what we're going to talk about today, the decisions that you have to make. So these decisions, number 1, are internal decisions. So these are not decisions that you call a board meeting. Well, you may have to call a board meeting, but ultimately these are the internal decisions that will guide the route that you will take. What is it in you that you have decided no matter what? What are those core values, those morals upon which you will stand no matter what? Because at the end of the day, things are going to come to tempt you, to test you, to try you, to push you off course. And you have to decide, no matter what comes, I am going to be a woman of integrity, for example. I am going to be honest. I am going to keep pressing, keep pushing. Because some people, they give up at the first hurdle because it's hard work. Listen, this whole dream life is hard work. It's hard work. But the decisions that you have to decide, who am I going to be? Who are you going to be? That's one of the decisions you need to make in the midst of destabilization. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a quitter? Do you want to be a winner? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be that person that people can depend on? Or are you going to be that person that lets people down? Who do you want to be? That's one of the decisions you got to make. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Why am I saying that? Because some people, they're happy just going halfway. Halfway is a win for them. And that's fair enough. If halfway is a win for you, then halfway be it. But if you know that you are not a winner until you've crossed the finish line, then that's where you want to be. You don't want to be the person who did an outline for a book. You want to be the person who has the book in your hand and you are selling that book. You don't want to be the person who just got the sponsorship or the funding for the business. You want to be the person who is actually running that business and you are seeing the benefits of running that business. Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time? And those, you have to make those decisions in the middle of the, well, it's best if you make them before, but in the middle, when things are not going according to plan, you have to remember, who am I? Where do I want to be? And the third thing is, you got to remember and decide is, why do I want this? Whew. Because trust me, it's going to get rocky. It's going to get dark. It's going to be hard. And you have to know, why am I doing this again? Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? What's the reasoning? Because if you don't make those decisions, yeah, if those decisions are not made, then the probability of you manifesting your dream are slim to none. Because the destabilization has come to see who's serious. Like who are the real ones? Who are the real ones? Who are the ones that are going to make it through? So Joseph, going back to the story of Joseph, when he was imprisoned, and he was falsely imprisoned, he was there for something that he didn't do, but he still found favor and he was still in charge while he was in there. Then a situation occurred where the two prisoners, a butler and a baker, come to him. They're like, look, we've had these dreams and we don't know what they mean. But Joseph's gift was to he was not only a dreamer, he was an interpreter of dream. This was a gift that he was given. In that moment, remember, he's imprisoned with these lot. In that moment, he had to make some decisions. Or he probably made the decisions before that moment. But let's just say he made the decision in the moment. Am I going to still use my gift even though I'm imprisoned? Am I still going to be kind even though this is not going the way I planned? Am I still going to give to others even though so much has been taken away from me? Am I still going to be a blessing to others even though my life itself feels cursed? Whew. Joseph had to make that decision in the midst of the destabilization. But those decisions were what I call integral decisions, core value decisions, where Joseph decided that no matter what's going on around me, it's not going to change me. And this is hard for a lot of people, because many people do allow circumstances to change who they are. And it's easy to allow circumstances to change who you are, because it's hard. Sometimes you get challenged, or you're in a situation where you feel forced to compromise, or forced to not stand up in integrity, or forced not to stand up for what you truly believe in. Because you look around, you may be like, well, no one else is, so why should I? Or, well, they did this to me, so why shouldn't I respond in a way that, whatever that looks like. But Joseph, whilst imprisoned and presented with a situation where he could be of service, decided, I'm still going to be who I am, which is a dreamer and an interpreter of dreams. So the question is, what has come to derail your dreams? What has come to distract your dreams? What has come to destabilize your dreams? And despite what has come, whether it be, like in my case, depression, a divorce, experiencing sudden death of a loved one, what devastation, it may be debt, whatever it is, fill in the blank for you. What decisions are you making in those moments? Are you allowing those moments to change who you are? Are you allowing those moments to make you toss and turn and become someone that you're truly not? Because the decisions that you make are going to determine your deliverance. I say that again for those at the back. The decisions that you make are going to determine your deliverance. Why? Because look at this. Joseph made a decision. I'm still going to be who I am. Okay, tell me your dream. So they both tell him their dream, and he's able to interpret their dreams. And as a result of him interpreting their dreams, the butler is returned back to his job with the king, with the Pharaoh. The baker is killed 3 days' time. Joseph says to the butler, look, when you get to where you're going, don't forget me. Don't forget me. Like, this is a simple request. Joseph said, don't forget me. Guess what the butler did? He forgot him. He forgot him. Until 2 years later. 2 years later, the Pharaoh now has a dream himself. He can't find anyone to interpret the dream, and the butler remembers Joseph. But the only reason why he remembered Joseph was because Joseph was still true to who he was. Joseph could have said, don't ask me nothing about no dreams. I'm not telling you what that means. He could have said, bun you lot. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not doing nothing. Nothing ain't going right for me. Nothing ain't going according to plan. I'm not doing nothing. He could have had that attitude, but he didn't. He made a decision, and that decision determined his deliverance, because although it was 2 years later now, when the butler did remember Joseph, immediately, the Bible says, the Pharaoh sent for Joseph. So in a split second-ish, a moment, within a day anyway, Joseph's situation was completely turned around. So he went from prison to the palace just like that. Why? Because of the decisions that he made to be true to who he was, to stay focused on where he was going, to remember why he was doing what he was doing. Because he remembered, Joseph never forgot, and this is implied and not actually in the text, but it's very clear based on the outcome that Joseph didn't forget he had a dream. All of this started because I had a dream. And a lot of what you're experiencing right now, if you're a dreamer like me, you're in pursuit of your dream, a lot of what you're experiencing with the destabilization and things not going as planned and people coming and going and everything is because you had a dream. It started with the dream. And Joseph knew it started with the dream. And he, by faith, and I'm sure there were many moments where he lost sight of his faith, and he probably did what many of us do, which is question God, like, God, are you still in this? Is this still you? Look where I am now. Look what's happening now. Is this really still you? But he didn't allow it to change who he was. He decided, I'm still going to be a man of integrity. I'm still going to be that guy who serves people. I'm still going to be that one who helps people. I'm still going to be the one who speaks life into their life. I'm still going to be the one who does what I do. And a lot of people, they hide or shy away from or reserve their gift until it's beneficial for them. There was no benefit in Joseph interpreting those dreams. None. Joseph got nothing out of it until 2 years later. Why? Because he was faithful with what was given to him, and his decisions determined his deliverance. So when he was free, when he was removed from the prison and placed in front of the Pharaoh, he was now put in a position immediately that made him the second man in charge of the entire nation, which was the fulfillment of his dream. So his dream went full circle. Full circle. And I'm saying this because if you are a dreamer, your dream is going to experience a destabilization where nothing looks like what it looked like in the beginning. And the key is that you have to stay focused. You have to stay true to who you are. You have to make some firm decisions. Who are you going to be? Where are you going? Why are you doing this? Those decisions, hopefully, like I said, will be made before the journey starts. But if not, and you find yourself in the middle, those decisions still need to be made. Those questions still need to be answered. Who are you? Where are you going? Why are you doing this? Once you have those answers, and you are able to still stay faithful to and true to who you are, who God has created you to be, and you still do the things that you know to do, even in the midst of the madness, then your deliverance will be inevitable and the manifestation of your dreams will be imminent. Be encouraged, and dreamers, don't stop dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. Your dream, you must disclose it. There will be haters, but find someone who can cover you practically in prayer. You will experience a death threat. It is what it is. Financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, there will be things and thoughts and people that come against your dream. It will threaten your dream. It is what it is. You will go through a dark place. There will be moments where you cannot see nothing that looks like your dream. Nothing. And it can almost cause you to feel like, did I even hear in the first place? And that death threat that dark place will often lead you to be displaced, to feel like I don't fit. Because most people are not dreamers. And dreamers often feel like they're out of place. Or they are forced to be out of place in pursuit of their dream. And that displacement will lead to disillusionment. The disillusionment will get you to a place where you have to make some decisions. And it's here that a lot of people give up. They decide, you know what, this is too much. I can't deal with this. It's too much pressure. It's too much pain. It's too much processing. But the disillusionment that leads to the decisions should actually be the catalyst for your deliverance, because that's what it's intended to do. Don't allow disillusionment to force you into making bad decisions, because your decisions will determine your deliverance, which will result in the manifestation ultimately of your dream. I'm Karen Allen. This is my YouTube channel. I am Karen Allen. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm still getting used to that. And my goal is to put content on my channel once a week. I'm going to keep it 100. Thank you for joining me, and we'll speak soon.